Hey, what's going on everyone? It's Griffin here, and in today's video we're going to be looking over accessories for DJI Mini drones, specifically in this case the DJI Mini 3, which I have right here and have made a full comprehensive review of for 2024 on my channel. So definitely check that out if you haven't already. Absolutely fantastic drone. But basically all these accessories are going to probably also apply to the DJI Mini 4 if that's the drone that you're currently looking at. So let's dive into Amazon and take a look at some of the different accessories that are available for these drones to see which ones are worth your money and which ones are not. All right, so it's a couple days later here and we've received all of the accessories for the DJI Mini 3 drone. We're gonna unbox everything, take a look at how they fit on the drone, and also use them outside if need be. And then we're gonna see whether or not they are worth your money for the accessory or not. All right, so let's first start off with the landing gear extensions for Mini 3. So we'll open that up here. Packaging is really simple. I'm pretty sure this was like 10 bucks though. At first glance, they're kind of off-colored, but you know, doesn't really matter, and they just feel like relatively cheap plastic. All right, so I'm pretty sure these fit on the legs. All right, so this one here that goes under the body they basically extend, and they have these little rubber feet. They actually all have the little rubber feet, I guess, for added support. And then this here just goes underneath, clips into the body of the frame just like that. And just like that, the drone sits quite a bit higher. So if you're coming in and there's high grasses or anything else that could be in the way of the propellers, it's going to protect it. So yeah, this seems like really useful. I'm going to go and try it out outside. So yeah, it definitely makes the whole profile of the drone a little bit bigger when it's all compacted and the propellers are in. However, I would just take these off before putting it in your travel bag and then just put them on the next time that you need them. All right, so I actually had really high hopes for these, but as you can see, even this grass that's only a couple of inches high is completely blocking the propellers from turning. So yeah, kind of useless. There you can see my hand. This is not deep grass, and the drone is just not even able to take off here. So, you know, for the 10 bucks or whatever this cost, I don't think it's worth it at all. Okay, the next thing we're gonna look at here is the propeller holder. So I don't think this is actually going to fit though with the landing gear installed. So essentially the concept here is that when you fold in the propellers for storage or transportation, they're kind of flopping all over the place. So this is going to go around the body and keep the propellers in place. And so yeah, as I feared, this is not going to fit with the landing gear on. So I'll take this off, and then we can see how that fits on. All right, so from here, let's put this in just like that, fold this over, and yeah, it keeps the propellers in place, as you can see here. Yeah, this is honestly a good 10 bucks, honestly, so you can put it in your travel case and the propellers aren't flopping around. That's definitely something that I would buy. All right, let's take this off, set it over, and now we're gonna look at the propeller guards for while you're actually flying. So this is something I'm pretty sure you have to install after that the drone is already all extended, because you cannot have these on while it's all folded up. So all right, once again, really, you know, cheap plastic, but that's to be expected for the price. I'm pretty sure these cost like 20 bucks. So let's unfold the propellers here. All right, and we will install the guard. So it actually does say LFRR, so essentially you know exactly where to go. So on this one, left front. So I'm assuming left front means this one over here. Yeah, that would be about right. All right, and there we go. That's what it looks like installed. It's pretty massive, actually. You don't realize how far the propellers go out, but yeah, this is definitely pretty interesting to look at. Let's go test it outside and we'll see whether or not this actually protects the propellers. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie here, purposefully flying my drone into the shed was not something I was super excited about, but as you can see here, not going fast at all. It kind of works. However, one major flaw I realized midway through is that it only protects the propellers from the side. So any type of tree or whatnot with the branches would completely defeat the purpose of these propeller guards, and as you can see here, it didn't even work. Okay, moving on, the next accessory here that we're going to be looking at are the ND filters, which were by far the most expensive thing in this haul other than the battery charger, but we'll talk about that later. So this is essentially a set on Amazon that has, how many? I think 5 or 6 different ND filters by the company Neewer, which I've purchased many different filters from, and Camera Gear, a pretty prominent camera gear brand on Amazon. So taking these out, they come with, all right, a little microfiber as well as this carrying case for the ND filters, which I think is a must, has a little plastic on there. I'm not going to take that off right away. And then we can see here 6 filters that are going to go and be installed right on your drone's lens. I'm not entirely sure how this one works, but the ND filter, essentially they let less light into the camera and on the sensor, so you can lower the aperture, making your shots just a bit more cinematic, so you can get some nice streaking and motion blur in your shots. So they look like relatively decent quality. I mean, actually they're plastic. They're plastic with a glass filter. I'm gonna do that right now. We'll put the ND32 and we'll go take a look outside. I actually had really high hopes for these. So this first is a shot that I took about a month ago with the automatic settings and no ND filter applied to the lens, and I actually think it does a really good job. I don't have any filters on this in post-production or any type of extra color grading, so really not that bad coming right out of the drone. Now from here, this is with the ND64 filter on in automatic settings at 160 and an ISO of 100. And honestly, I'm just not really impressed with how these little filters performed. I tried to bunch out and they kind of gave the footage a haze. So yeah, you can definitely make out whatever you think, if it's worth it or not, but I don't think it's actually worth 50 bucks. All right, yeah, so the next one is a landing pad. So essentially a pad for your drone to land down on. When I got this, this is so much bigger and heavier than I thought it would be. I thought it would be like a quarter of the size. So this is actually extremely heavy. It'd be hard to actually carry around with you. So right off the bat, not something that I think I'll be keeping. But let's take a look anyways. And yes, it is pink. All right, let's take a look. So yeah, I mean, this is ginormous, this thing. Yeah, that is absolutely huge, you know, relative to the size of the drone. Like, this is completely unnecessary in my opinion. It could be half the size, and it's also pretty heavy. That being said though, the material is sort of like a rubber, kind of what you would expect from a material like this. It's kind of like if you have an iPad keyboard, that's kind of the same sort of material that they've used here. So, you know, same thing though. Let's go outside, try it out and see whether or not it's worth the 30 bucks. But I'm definitely going to be returning this as it's just way too big for my liking. And then lo and behold, the one accessory I thought I wouldn't enjoy, being this landing pad, actually performed really well. And the size of it kind of made sense when I was using it because it allows you to be less precise with your landing. Okay, and finally, one of the #1 accessories that you absolutely have to have for your drone isn't one that I bought on Amazon. It actually came with my Fly More combo, but if you don't, you're absolutely going to want to get it. So of course you need extra batteries, but then in parallel to that, this multi-charger that allows you to charge 3 batteries all at once. Otherwise, you have to plug your drone into a power source, which is going to be super time consuming. With this, you can just plug them all in and charge them all at once. So it's a bit pricey, but I absolutely think it is worth it, as it's going to save you a ton of time and grief over the time that you have this drone. All right, thanks a lot for watching today's video. Really hope you enjoyed it. Which one of these accessories do you think are worth the money? Let me know down below in the comments. If you enjoyed today's video, please take a second to drop a like and consider subscribing to the channel.